Hamster, Egypt, virus. No, not random words. They're actually code names for hackers I met as I delve deeper into hacker culture. The farther you go, the weirder it gets. And here's what you begin to pick up on. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of the word hacker. Everyone hacks for a different reason.
Some people do it for curiosity, some people do it for personal gain or for political ideology. I do this because I want to make the world a safer place.
Some hack for a cause. It's called hacktivism. Here we have 3 hackers and 3 different stories. You might have already heard of Anonymous, a loosely connected group of hackers all over the world. Under the mask, varying ideas, countries, enemies. Their targets range from government agencies to terrorist group ISIS to financial companies. One common method they use to hack? Denial of service attacks. Essentially overloading a website with traffic until it crashes. Think of it as a virtual picket sign. Sometimes people applaud their work, other times, well, quite the opposite. I spoke to a member. I knew he was legit based on conversations we've had during prior attacks. Is there a unifying principle to Anonymous?
This is Anonymous, a legion of people who want freedom, not only in the internet, but also in the streets, in the real life.
What do you say to the folks who say Anonymous breaks the law and that's not okay?
If it's freedom is breaking the law, there's something wrong with the law.
In the hacking community, people play by their own rules, and many also live by their own code of ethics, like this guy. He'll hack your website if he doesn't like what you stand for. One example, a Nazi sympathizer forum. He says he used his hacking skills to access the site and mess with its members. I was connected to him by a respected security consultant.
We had a vulnerability, an exploit at that time that allowed us to gain privileges, to compromise the whole account, find out where they were holding the meetings, call people in on the meetings, or call cops on the meetings and things like that, just trying to cause as much disruption and chaos as possible.
Now, here's where the lines blur even more. While he says he's hacking for justice, he also might be helping people steal your credit card. To make money, he writes software to find security flaws and then sells those flaws online.
I don't really ask questions about what they do with it. They could be using it for horrible purposes, or they could be using it for good purposes.
How much do you think you've made selling some of these tools?
It's just like $1,000 for one day, just so it can bypass current security products.
He says he got into this after he became unpopular with the community of good hackers or professional security researchers.
It's come to a point where I had to make some choices, continue to do what I do, or just live on the street, I guess.
And then there are those who use hacktivism to protect. Morgan isn't hiding behind a mask or a phone line, but that doesn't mean his work isn't risky. He helps dissidents find out if their governments are spying on them.
I've analyzed hard drives that revealed that the people working in Syria, like aid workers, had actually been compromised by pro-state actors that sent out these emails that contained malicious documents. Now, the malicious document purported to be a list of Syrian opposition insurgents. So, this basically sells itself, right? Because, you receive this list and you want to open it to see if you're on it, like wildfire, and everyone is opening these malicious documents, which cause, the implantation of spyware on their computers.
He's become the go-to guy you call if you're living in fear. He's helped uncover digital spying in China, Syria, Morocco.
Do you ever worry about your own safety?
There are some countries that I would prefer not to travel to. I was coming out here for this interview with you. A joke that far too many people made for my comfort. They're like, it's not actually going to turn out to be one of the groups of people that you've pissed off and they're going to bury you in the desert.
For Morgan, this work isn't his day job, but he says he has a responsibility.
I think I have a fairly fundamental belief in the value of privacy and free expression as human rights.